Hey, what's going on YouTube? Welcome to the Credit Plug channel where we talk about how to build credit, how to establish relationships with banks and financial institutions, and how to get you access to high limit credit funding. If you haven't already and you like our content, don't forget to subscribe and definitely comment any feedback you might have in the comment section. And so today I have a very special video with a lot of great information. If you need to go grab a pen and paper, pause the video right now. So for today's video, we're going to be going over the top 10 secured credit cards that unsecure in 2020. So I know you guys are probably sick and tired of hearing about me talk about secure cards, and um, you know, I have I guess a sort of a, I don't know, like a preference for secure cards, just because I understand the ways in which secure cards can, in a sense, kind of help you develop a relationship, establish a relationship with a financial institution, and it's very low barriers of entry, meaning regardless if you have good credit, rebuilding credit, poor credit, fair credit, um, any and everyone can benefit from secure cards. And I know a lot of people aren't big fans of secure cards for the fact that you're bringing money to the table, but at the end of the day, banks want you to deposit your money in their banks, because the more deposits they have, the more they're able to lend. Remember, they're able to lend out, up to 10 times or a little bit more of whatever their deposits are. So another thing is, when you bring money to the table, you're lowering your overall risk, because um, there's banks, they want to do business with people who actually have money and don't necessarily need it to per se. I know that kind of doesn't make sense, but banks want less riskier customers. So to present yourself with the least amount of risk, coming to the table with money in hand is probably the easiest way to make yourself, appear less risky. And it also mitigates any credit issues that you may have that prevents you from getting like an unsecured account. To get unsecured credit, you're generally going to have, or at least with high limits, you're going to have a pretty good credit history. And even at that, having a high credit score doesn't guarantee you unsecured credit. So I always advise like the path of least resistance is secure cards, because to the banks, if anything happens, they'll just, keep your deposits. So without further ado, you know, I'm going to go through the top 10 secure cards uh, that unsecure in 2020. And the reason why I've done a similar video to this, but information changed, things changed. So definitely want to give you guys the latest. So at number 10, I'm going to go with the Amazon Store Card Credit Builder. So this is a secure card with Synchrony Bank. It's similar to the Amazon Store Card. It's just a secured version. Um, Minimum $200 deposit. There's no annual fee, and it secures, they say, or at least they start to review your account to unsecure within 7 months. So, and then another thing with this, you're going to want to actually use it, just from some data points that I've gathered. If you just let it kind of sit idle, that might take longer, because there's really no activity on it. So if you do get the Amazon Store Card Builder, make sure make a purchase every once in a while. And they say after your first 7 payments, those on-time payments, they'll review your account to unsecure. So the reason why I put that at number 10 is because it's only good at Amazon, so you can't use it anywhere else besides the Amazon platform. So that's why I put it in at number 10. So at number 9, I'm going to go with the State Department Federal Credit Union secured credit card. So they allow you to put a minimum of $250 all the way up to $5,000. And this is another secured credit card that unsecures, after a specified length of time. And one of the caveats to this is it's not an automatic unsecure. You actually have to apply for the conversion. So that does unfortunately result in an additional hard pull. However, um, once you do, get converted, you get to keep the history, so you don't lose that account, and then that account will then you have the option of switching to one of their other rewards cards. So definitely check that out. That's State Department Federal Credit Union, and also to become a member, it's not restricted to any specific group of people. There are several different ways that you can join. One way is to become a member of one of their nonprofit organizations. You go to their website, and I'll put a link in the description. You go to their website, there's a list of a bunch of different nonprofits you can join for $20. And once you join one of those groups, nonprofits, associations, then you can apply for membership. So that's State Department Federal Credit Union. Coming in at number 8, this is another new one. Apple Federal Credit Union just dropped a video on this. So this is another credit union where you can join by becoming part of a nonprofit organization. And then I would sort of be strategic if you were to go with like State Department Federal Credit Union as well as Apple Federal Credit Union. If there's any overlapping associations, then I would check those out, because then you won't have to join a new nonprofit every time you want to join a new credit union where they offer you to join by joining one of those associations. So, but anyways, very similar. They're geared more towards like educators, but you can join based on any type of affiliation, and it's the same sort of way. You have to apply for conversion, and then once you apply for conversion, you would just switch to a different credit product, and they have a little bit more variety of rewards cards. And from data points, they are pretty generous with the credit limits. So that's Apple Federal Credit Union. So then coming in at number 7, I'm gonna go with the Harley Davidson secured credit card. This is another credit card through US Bank. They do review your account within the first 11 months to try to upgrade you to an unsecured credit product. They do have rewards for their card, but it's only redeemable for like Harley Davidson merchandise. And so, yeah, I mean, it's a little bit longer process to unsecure, but US Bank does have a variety of different rewards cards. Actually, some of the best rewards cards, if you ask me. So that's the Harley Davidson at number 7. At number 6, this is also a new one that came across my attention. This is the TCF Bank. This is a bank that's based in Detroit. They were in the news recently, for something. I don't want to really get into it, but they do have a good secured credit card that unsecures, or your account becomes eligible within the first 11 months. And from what I understand, there is no additional hard pull, so you'll just be automatically converted, which is another good thing. And other than that, there's really no rewards. It does unfortunately come with an annual fee. I believe it's I believe it's $29 for the annual fee. So that's TCF Bank. At number, what are we on? We're on number 5. So number five, I'm going to give it to the Bank of America secure credit card. This is a very basic secure credit card, no annual fee. For what I understand, it does earn rewards. I don't recall exactly the categories, but it kind of falls that same 3-2-1. So it's maybe like gas or groceries or whatever. Um, and they allow you to put, I think it's 200 all the way up to $4,999 for their secured card. And I think the reason why is because at $5,000 limit, that's when you get the Visa signature. So, although I'm not sure, yeah, I'm pretty sure that's a Visa card, but they begin to review your account, I believe, at as little as 6 months. So that's another one. Bank of America is one of the largest banks, so building a relationship with them is actually, um, very important. They're actually one of the harder banks to really, get really high limits with because they cater more so to prime credit customers. So, you could definitely use their secure card as an entryway into, their whole ecosystem. Coming in at number four is the Capital One Platinum Card. I've reviewed this. This is one of the, um, I guess it's been around for quite a while. It's one of the easiest, I would say. They have starting limits as low as like, I believe it's like $49. So, you could definitely check them out through the Capital One pre-qualification app. Um, so yeah, that's at number four. Number three, the Discover It minimum $200 deposit. They unsecure in as little as 7 months, I believe. And usually they'll unsecure you anywhere from like 1250, 1500 up to $2,000 when you unsecure. And they have a pretty good reward system, and um, they also have a cashback match at the end of the first year. So I believe they allow up to 2% cash back for every $1,000, up to $1,000 every quarter, and then they double that after the first year. So that's definitely something to check out. One thing about the Discover Secured Card is that they will sometimes deny applications, which is one of the downsides. Um, at number two is the Navy Federal Credit Union In Reward Secured Card. I know it's not available to everyone, but the reason why I like this card is because from the data points I've gathered, it's pretty much guaranteed approval if you have the deposit in your savings account already, and then it works like clockwork. They'll unsecure you to about $2,000 automatically in as little as 5 months. Um, and so that's the Navy Federal in rewards. And then the number one secure card that unsecures is the TD Bank secure credit card. And I love this secure credit card. It basically unsecures to whatever you put down, at least from my perspective, because I did the maximum amount when I got this secured card, so it just unsecured to 5,000. Um, but one of the great things about them is that you get 3% on um, dining for secured card, 2% on gas, 1% all other purchases, and then they will give you. It does come with a $29 annual fee, but let's say you graduate at 8 months, then they'll give you a prorated refund, so you'll get that back. And then they allow you to add authorized users once it unsecures. And so, in my opinion, that's the best one. There's no restrictions, although I know some people on the West Coast don't have access to it. on the East Coast, it's pretty readily available, at least the Northeast. So again, just to recap, the top 10 secure cards for 2020. At number 10, we got the Amazon Store Card Builder. Number 9, we got the State Department Federal Credit Union Secure Credit Card. Number 8, we have the Apple Federal Credit Union Credit Card. Number 7, we have the Harley Davidson Secure Credit Card. Number 6, we have the TCF Bank Secure Credit Card. Number 5, we have the Bank of America Secure Card. Number 4, we have the Capital One Platinum Secured Card. Number 3, we got the Discover Secure Card. Number 2, we have Navy Federal Secure Card. And number 1, we got the TD Bank Secure Card. So those are, just 10. There are more, and I'll make other videos on some of the other ones that, some of you probably haven't heard of before. But, these are just ways, easy entry-level ways to establish relationships with banks and financial institutions, and actually one of the most underrated ways of getting access to high limits because, once you're able to demonstrate that you can, responsibly pay back your credit card and your debt, that'll just open up some of the other like premium rewards cards. And so I think just being able to get in with a low barrier of entry is definitely something that you should take advantage of. So I would urge you guys to definitely check out some of those. I'll post some links in the description of the video so you guys can go to the websites directly and check them out. And for the most part, most of these that I just went over don't have many barriers, aside from probably Navy Federal and some of the banks aren't available regionally. But for the most part, those are open to anyone. So again, that's all I wanted to cover for this video. If you're interested in how to build primary accounts, you can email us info@creditplug. You can also watch some of our videos because all the information that you need is in it. So until next time, y'all take it easy and we'll talk to you soon. Peace.